What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bavers Batch. And today we have a familiar face with us. After a long time, we have Mr. Abhinav, our co-host, returning. Abhi, how does it feel to be here?
Feels great. I'm not gonna lie.
Feels great.
It's been a good 4 months, I think, since the last Ishmart, double
Yeah,
Ishmart.
yeah.
But it's good. Yeah,
You
glad to be
keep
back.
coming on for the sequels, dude.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. Yeah, maybe a thing, but we'll see.
So we're joined by Ankit, and we're missing Sai today. He's got some surgery or something. He's not going to be able to speak. So we'll take over for now. And today we're going to be reviewing the damn, it's already a blockbuster. The Pan-India blockbuster Pushpa 2. So maybe we'll start with one sentence about how we feel about it, and then we can go into details. So I can
Yeah,
start. Uh, I thought the movie was a pretty big disappointment. Um, I didn't like it. Not that it's a bad movie, but it's I think it's average, below average for me.
yeah. No, I would second that. I think it's it's probably average. Um, I do like overall acting, but it's a little too much in the end.
It's
So
too much, dude.
yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, I think it's about average though, because if you really look at it from that, yeah, I think I would say it's average.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I think the first movie itself I thought was average. So I didn't even have expectations for this, but I still felt it was a disappointment. But in the end, I think the second half and the first half, like I equal it out to just a average experience overall.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, okay, so I guess we'll start with like no spoilers for a little bit, and then we'll go into spoilers. Uh, yeah, because actually we kept it. So we have two people who didn't like Pushpa 2, but we also have someone that liked Pushpa. We had Abhinav liked Pushpa 1, right? So we have
Yeah.
a neutral base.
Yeah.
So even you admit, okay. So I guess non-spoilers. I mean, Allu Arjun killed it, man. There's a there's a case to be made here for another national award. I mean, he's crazy. He's too good.
Yeah.
And Rushmika had some wonderful scenes as well. I was surprised they actually
Yeah.
used her well. That's literally and there's some like nice elevation scenes and some good heartwarming scenes, but besides that, I can't even think of anything too positive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think I agree. I think the acting, Al Origin, second half, the first half of the second half of the Jator sequence, absolutely killed it. Um, like mind blowing stuff from him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the get up, I thought was good. Costume
I think you just cut out for a second.
designers did well. I thought really
Yep,
some
there we go.
parts in terms of setting the scene, setting the kind of so yeah, you really feel you're in that world, right? So um, I think yeah, there's some scenes and sequences that really were well done. Acting, Rashmika did well, so it's good to see both hero and heroine do well in the acting department. So
Yeah.
those are definitely positives. Another thing was, um, yeah, I think overall just his acting. I mean, there's to it's really just his acting throughout.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you get some nice peelings throughout the movie?
oh my God, yeah, but yeah, that's all I would say positives wise right now.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same thoughts as you guys. I think for me, what really sold the first half was the elevation scenes. Like, I know there's other movies that have done this, like KGF and all those things, but I think maybe it was just Allu Arjun himself, right? Like, I'm so used to his face and how well he acted. I thought they landed very well with me. Like, I thought the interval, like, bang was insane. So I thought, like, that's what really carried the first half, other than what you guys already said.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we should jump into spoiler territory because there's not really much we can't say much without giving away stuff. So if you haven't seen the movie, watch it because this is where things start to get spoiler territory. So I'll start. Dude, there's just a lot of dumb fucking things in this movie. I want to start off with the Rapa Rapa fight scene because that was the worst part of the movie for me. And I, d- I don't know I don't think Sukumar even directed that, dude. I think Boy Party like had some days off and Sukumar phoned him up because that is some like straight Akanda 3 type shit, dude. I don't know what you thought, but I like it just didn't feel like Pushpa character. Like it felt like a larger than life, like an Akanda type character. And I was like, this doesn't fit with the movie.
No, I
How did he
100%
do
agree.
this in part one, dude? He watched Kantara and he did the whoa thing too.
No, I agree. I think it's just a little too much, like I said earlier. There the I mean, I was quite surprised with mouth fighting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, yeah, biting.
Biting, it was crazy. They realized that you got to tie his arms and legs. They didn't recognize that a mouth was a weapon. So pretty crazy. But yeah, like I think it's something that Boy Party would really love, and you can see
Yeah,
you can
dude.
see you can see some influence there. That yeah, overall, man, the last hour is very tough. It just
So
doesn't seem
bad,
like
dude.
a Pushpa.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a Sukumar film at that point.
yeah. He even does the Akanda with the Trishulam. He
Yeah,
does
with the
the Akanda
Trishul. Yeah,
signature.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, dude.
For me, I know that it was supposed to be an intense and serious fight, right? Like they're talking about his niece or whatever, but when he launches off like one of those flying snakes and like bites the dude, I
Yeah.
actually started laughing in the
It
theater,
was
and
jokes, dude. It was
the whole
comedy.
fight was hilarious. Like I was laughing out loud, even though the emotion was supposed to be like oh, this is such a crazy fight, but I was literally laughing like just looks so stupid.
It was crazy, dude. That the villain got so scared he killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I tell you, like, how stupid do they think we as audience are, bro? Like, how much do they think they can get away with? And, I mean, clearly they got away with 800 crores. I had daylight robbery, but okay, forget the end fight scene. That's shit's cringe as fuck. But I think there's also some like stuff where dude, the second half just turns into the fucking like an Ajay episode, bro. It's all about Ajay and his niece and Pushpa becoming a dad. Like, there's just so many things. Why the fuck was he in Japan?
Yeah, no. I actually thought that was sick. Like the first
Yeah,
intro, the Japan shit was crazy.
yeah, I thought it was
I
cool,
thought
but they
I
never.
thought they would show way more international scenes, like the
Yeah,
whole, and not just national, I mean international. I thought that would be like
yeah.
a running theme throughout, but it never was a thing. It
I'm
just
assuming
focused
they're saving it
on,
for three, which if
yeah,
it even happens, like
Who gives a
yeah,
fuck about three, dude? There shouldn't be a three. That's the problem
yeah.
with this movie.
yeah,
Is
that
there?
was one of my biggest problems with the whole franchise in general is that like I don't understand, like, forget three parts. I don't know why it was even two parts. Like, this type of movie is like your run-of-the-mill movie in terms of like, there was no need for it to be like, I think Pushpa 1, Pushpa 2 together are like 7 hours, but like, there's nothing achieved in those 7 hours that is even really needing that screen time. And that's what I felt like when they put that, like, Pushpa 3, I'm like, they're just milking it for the money at this point because there's no like point to the movie.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. I don't at this point, like, I mean, he's doing it for the praise and just the overall like character. Like it's become like a
Yeah,
motto, he's an icon star now because of this. It's like
yeah.
he's just kind of, yeah, he's basking in the
Yeah.
success. So
He's not a humble guy either. So you know he's for
yeah,
sure
yeah,
like his ego's through
yeah,
the roof.
yeah,
He's not known for being humble.
yeah, dude.
Um,
Yeah.
what else is there, dude? Yeah, you guys go ahead if you want to comment on some scenes. I mean, I already mentioned the last fight scene, but
One of the biggest things for me was Fahad
good
Fasil.
or bad, by the way, good
Oh,
or
that's
bad.
so far.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
You can
One
comment on it.
thing that was bad for me was Fahad Fasil. Like I thought in the first movie he was teased at this like menacing, like scary figure, and then in the second movie he literally becomes like a comic figure. Like he gets peed on in the pool, and then like he literally like fake kills himself in the fire for no reason, and like he just becomes a laughing stock. And I feel like same thing happens with Sunu. and Anasuya, right? Like they're literally this like gang of just like comedians for some reason. And I just feel like the villain that they had, Jagupati Babu, like absolutely like no character, like no reasoning for him to be the villain. I feel like that was such a strange like shift from Fahad Fasil being like the main villain to Jagupati Babu out of nowhere and his like psycho nephew who like is dead within the next 30 minutes. Like it's just a strange idea.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think Fafa was used like at the end of the first movie, right? Like he's embarrassed, he's stripped, right? And then that kind of you feel like going into this movie, I thought there'd be a little bit more rage in him. But he's more of a clowny type villain, right? Like I think that's the what was the general thought of him. So I think yeah, at that point in that term, he was a little disappointing. But I think in the first half, he still was fine acting wise. Like I enjoyed that part, and it was a average first half because of that. Because there was a little bit of dialogue going back and forth with him and Al Origin, so that was good. But yeah, it just becomes too once you kind of like once they introduce the other villains, it just not doesn't hit, and you don't feel any pushback on All Origin. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he was entertaining. Like I still liked him. So
Yeah,
I don't think his character like he as an actor did his job.
right.
But yeah, he was a fucking comedian, dude. There was no strong villain in the whole movie. And that's what sucked because I don't know if you remember, but our Pushpa Part One review, one of the points that we emphasized was like I will admit that Pushpa is a good movie if they establish the like as a franchise is good, is if they took the villains from Part One and developed them further in Part Two. Because that was my biggest complaint, if you remember. It's like the villains weren't developed, and then side both sides were like, just wait till Part Two. They're gonna get so much development, dude. You can't judge off. So, and that valid, like very valid of them to say that. But they didn't fucking develop anything, dude. Sunil has like what two dialogues in the whole movie, and Anasuya shows up and sees Fahad Fasil naked, and then does the poo does the poo scene, and then dips, nowhere to be seen except the fucking climax where they all get together to kill Pushpa, and then Fahad Fasil is a comedian with Brahmaji. I didn't take him seriously at all, dude, and I was like, come on, we have a top class actor here, and this whole Pushpa franchise was supposed to be two was supposed to be Allu Arjun versus Fahad Fasil. Instead, we get Allu Arjun versus fucking Pratap Reddy and his sadistic, his psycho son-in-law or something. And then we also get a random family drama somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Um, I just don't fucking understand, dude. But yeah, that's the problem, dude. They fully lost focus. They tried to make it so pan-India, and they fully just lost the point. You can tell Sukumar literally drank like half bottle, half gallon, and then he watched KGF 2 and watched Kantara because there's straight rip-off scenes in this movie, just like those. Entire first half is just same as KGF 2. Just Pushpa like showing off that he's a brand.
Yeah, I did hear like him say in like the pre-release or whatever that like his assistant director or something along those lines like directed like 30-40% of the movie, but I don't know how much that is like his own ideas or if he's just like just there to direct the shots for Sukumar, but I feel like that could be something that makes sense because like Abhin Alin, you said like this just doesn't feel like a Sukumar movie at times, like the whole second half too. So I feel like that might have gone into it. Or the other thing is Sukumar just might be washed at this point.
Oh yeah, I just like yeah, Sukumar has never made a movie like this before. Like Sukumar doesn't make movies like this. That's this whole thing. He makes like sensible, smart movies. He doesn't make like brain dead Moss movies that have all just elevation scenes and zero logic. That's why people watch him. And the first half was still good. Like I feel like we talked about the bad so much, so we can talk about the good for a little bit. But there's a lot of wonderful scenes, like the scene when Allu Arjun Ajay comes to Pushpa's house and he cries. I think near the climax, that was like very well done.
yeah,
That was the best acting he did in the whole movie. I thought he killed it. Jatra scene, like you said, I think you mentioned it. Yeah, he killed it in that scene, and he's just really good all throughout, dude. And Rashmika was really good, especially the scene where she yells at Ajay at the Jatra. very well done.
Right.
Directors love to have her yelling. That's what I realized.
Yeah.
Yelling at men. That's like her USP. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you guys can mention highlight scenes that you thought were highlights. Abby, what do you have
Um,
besides the Jatra?
the Jatra. So besides the Jatra, I'm trying to think. I mean, I, yeah, I think the Ajay did well with a couple of his scenes. Um, but yeah, I don't think like the scene when Ajay comes in the wedding. It just I don't know if that's was they seem like they try to balance that the sentiment of the surname versus
Yeah, yeah.
the egoistic part of him. Um, I thought they did pretty well overall, but sometimes it just I don't know. Some people I've seen people to think that it's a little bit too much focused on that. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it overall.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think one scene that stood out to me, like I said before, was the interval scene. I thought like you see him like subdued and like apologize, right? Like push down his ego. And then you see in the same like 5 minutes, he's like, okay, you know what, screw it, I'm going back. And then you see him explode and like all that. I thought that was a really well done performance. So I thought the interval bang was like done very well by Allu Arjun and Fahad Fawcett too, because he was kind of like egging it on and then he gets shocked and stuff. So I feel like that was pretty good on his part.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
also the pissing in the pond was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, the interval was funny as fuck. Like I actually
Yeah.
like Bootaloo, like ladies, please.
Yeah.
Like I thought that like
Yeah.
that's such like that's what I mean, dude. There's like clever scenes like that. And
Yeah.
then like cool scenes like Pushpa, like Ankit mentioned this earlier, but Pushpa literally bought out the entire police station, you know?
Yeah.
Mottam police station konestaru. And
Crazy.
then like, like shit like that is pretty cool. And even like a sick scene I thought was after the CM refuses to take a photo, he tells Raramesh, he's like, I think no CM. Like I thought that was pretty sick. Um,
Yeah.
all because of a photo, right? So I think there's so much beauty in the first half.
Right.
Um, and even the Japan scene, like Allu Arjun talking in Japanese was kind of sick.
That
I was
was
like,
sick.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, I fuck with this. And Satya giving him some build up. I was like, okay, nice. But it goes nowhere, dude.
It was
That's the
nowhere.
problem. All
It's a
these cool
dream,
ideas.
Yeah.
right? It's just a whole dream. Yeah.
I mean, technically it's the present and the rest of the movie was in the past.
We don't even know if it was a dream. So like, who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, and then at the very end, there's like just a bomb at the wedding or some shit, dude. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's just random shit just happens in the second half. Just feels like you're watching a different movie. Um, but yeah, him and Rushmore had really good chemistry though. Let's talk about music because you're a big music guy. Did you like any of the songs in this movie?
Music's tough, man. That's one of the probably the biggest disappointments. I actually really liked the first one, the first album.
First album, yeah.
Some Dako Dako Meka, pretty crack, pretty crazy.
Bullet shit called good to peak.
But dude, there's low key some like yeah, some like it grew. The first one was good. Like I thought, overall
Yeah,
like it suited the first like
yeah,
the rise of Pushpa right through the whole syndicate. This one, dude, like I mean, besides Susiki, like the duet,
yeah.
that was only like decent to good one. I mean, Peelings, oh my God, is pretty tough.
Peelings is ass, dude. What
It's
is that
dude, the thing
choreography?
with and then the thing with the item song, Kiss like they try to like they try to what do you call it like build that up throughout so much because you know how many times they
Yeah.
teased it with like the Kissak with any
Dude,
that
I kept thinking they're about to go into the song like
yeah
they're just saying the word kiss like
exactly and I'm like
uh,
dude get the fuck to one we know it's coming so
yeah.
I didn't like that at all like it was just like dude like they're trying to build it too much yeah so I don't yeah, overall man I don't really like the songs um
I didn't like the songs at all. I agree with you. Um I thought Peelings had like a good hook, like the Malayalam portion. Um but the music video is unbearable, dude. It's actually unbearable. Like it literally feels like you're watching some like Bhojpuri movie. It's kind of crazy. Suseki, yeah, Suseki was fine, but like BGM was, in my opinion, very, very bad. There are like certain scenes, like the Japan fight, the BGM was trash, dude. I was like trying to get hype, but the BGM brought it down for me. And like a lot of times in the movie, the BGM was very bad. And I think we saw it, right? They had four different music directors, right? One for BGM, one for songs or some shit. So of course it sounds so disjointed.
Yeah.
Um, Not a single song in there. I was like, oh wow, that was a good song, you know?
Yeah, I also thought the Suseki was like a really strange placement. Like that was after he does like the dance, right? In the woman's
Yeah.
dress. And then it starts again with a different like duet. I thought that was a really strange like placement because it was like back-to-back songs, but I think none of them really grew on me, but I do think first time I heard Kisik, like I heard the lyrics and I was like, yeah, this is terrible. But I think they tried making it the next Uwantawa, but I think it's definitely worse than that. But it grew on me a little bit over the days with like reels and stuff. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that like grew on me a little bit. But the rest of the music I thought was pretty poorly done too.
I mean, dude, Srilila is not someone at the end of the day, you know? Someone that had like the whole divorce thing, like fresh off the divorce, and like she just has better screen presence too, because we've seen her for years, you know? And Allu Arjun danced, like her and Allu Arjun's steps were a lot better too.
Yeah, the
Uh,
choreography was really good.
Choreography was way better, lighting was better.
Yeah,
The part of that movie you don't expect it. Like the part of it was you didn't expect it. But this
exactly.
one they built it up from like promotions and shit, and then you actually watch it and you're
And they
like,
build it up throughout the movie as well until the end. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude, it's tough. Yeah, it's not as
yeah,
impactful.
yeah, dude. I gotta pay my respect for number one now, dude. Now I gotta say one is above average because this is below average. So I gotta up my rating for one.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, dude, because it's the same way that Pushpa gives respect to Govindappa, you know? I'd salute him if he was there. Uh,
Yeah,
I'd salute Sukumar after Pushpa won. No, but
yeah.
yeah, dude, makes no sense. I mean, villains just appear. That dude literally kills a girl and then comes out of jail and daps up his boys. He's like, he's like, hey, mama. I'm like, dude, these are some Boya Party, VV Vinayak ass outdated scenes, man. I mean, having the niece be in trouble and then this guy flying in a helicopter and fucking doing rappa rappa. It's just like I literally didn't think it was a Pushpa movie, you know?
And the thing it wasn't even needed because in the first movie there was also like that aspect of Jolly Reddy doing like a little bit of the same thing. So he just like took that character and then placed it in the second movie again.
It's crazy they brought him back. No one like people just forgot he existed, dude. Were you shook to see Jolly Reddy Avi? Nice little cameo in the climax.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was.
Did you even know that was him?
No, I didn't even know it was him.
Yeah, he just found out.
Yeah.
Bro, he thought it was a random dude.
Yeah, I forgot.
Uh, nah, dude. Just a very badly made second half with some great moments throughout. I mean, yeah, it just feels like they watched all the Pan India movies that came out in the past year and they tried replicating the same formula, but they lost touch of what made Pushpa 1 so novel. It's the ego clash between Allu Arjun and Fahad Fasil, you know. Um, and the smuggling, you know, they only smuggled in this movie for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Yeah.
dude, correct me if I'm wrong, but how is he that rich?
I
I
know,
thought it was
like that's the thing. Like they show him already ruling like at the peak of his power, right? Like there's no
yeah,
like we don't. Yeah, I don't understand. Like how does he have all that money to buy out the whole police department? Like I
like I know
mean,
he's rich, but he was never this rich.
that's what I'm
He
saying.
won
Yeah,
the
like
whole election like off of himself.
No, but at
wow.
least that he smuggled the sandalwood. That's fine. But the police station, yeah, he was just giving dudes like 50, 60 lakhs each guy.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, how much money did he fucking make at the end of part one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was no transition between part one, like he was still a little like still coming up at the
uh,
end, and then part two he's straight up a baller in like the
that's
first
what I'm
five
saying.
minutes. Like there's
Uh,
no transition between that. Like at least a song where like they see him like I think it was in the first movie, right? Like they showed like a montage of him like making money.
Hey,
Like and then
Brenda.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So maybe like that was supposed to be it, but it just felt like completely like we just flash forward like 5, 10 years for no reason. It's just how it felt.
They should have started off with Pushpa, Pushpa, Pushpa song. Um, and then like recapped, like just showed how much he grew. They also said that. I thought they were gonna cut to the song three different times because they said it five times. And they faked us out with all the songs, dude. Faked us out.
yeah.
Yeah. What else is there to say? Yeah. Is there any other scenes that you guys want to discuss? I'm pretty much tapped out.
Yeah, I think that's it for me too.
Yeah. I can't remember honestly or now.
You
Pretty
went
much.
with the you went alone too, right? With packed
Yeah.
crowd or
Yeah, it was a decent crowd, man. I was in Texas, so it was good.
Texas? People were screaming and shit.
Yeah. What's crazier is that they showed a OG trailer before.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure
Did
if they
they?
were gonna.
Yeah, dude, people are going crazy in our theater too.
Yeah, dude. It's too bad though.
Uh,
He's just fucking deputy right now, just fucking doing this
yeah, just CMing around.
shit. Yeah,
What's it called? Did you see the Jot? Did they attach the Jot trailer to yours too?
I think so. Yeah.
That
Wait,
shit
what's the
looks.
Giat? What is that?
It's like it's some random. It's like some My Three movie, but it's with
Oh,
Bobby Deol. Like
oh, I don't remember.
I think it's attached to the movie's print. Uh, like it's part of it. Like we saw it, so you for sure. Was there a trailer before your movie attached to the movie?
No, it was just like you know the trailer that just shows a bunch of upcoming movies. It's like that one. Woody's
Pratigna
in there, and
Cinema.
then some other yeah, like the Jack movie with fucking John Rodanda and all that.
You know what the tagline of Jack is?
What?
"Veedu koncham crack." Like I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. So I don't know, but
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. I was just wondering what your thoughts on it were.
yeah.
That shit looks ass. Um, but yeah. Um, okay, so I guess if we're pretty much done, then we'll give our ratings. I gave it a four. I think I get a 4 out of 10. I really just like the scenes that I liked. I can literally just watch on YouTube, like highlight scenes or emotional scenes. But I would never watch this movie again, and I definitely would not recommend people to spend upwards of $20 to watch it in theaters, unless you're a diehard Allu Arjun fan, unless you want to experience it in the hype, because it's definitely going to be even worse on OTT. I think it's going to be much worse on OTT. So yeah, this is one of those movies that makes 1,200 crores but doesn't leave like, or 2,000, maybe it has makes 2,000, but it's not like RRR where there's like a legacy left behind. It doesn't really do much, yeah, in terms of quality, film quality. So you guys go ahead.
Yeah, so I think I would agree, probably four and a half, somewhere in
Yeah,
there. Yeah, like you said, I think there's scenes that are good you can watch on, the memorable scenes, but you can't watch it as a movie again. And I
yeah.
don't think, yeah, I don't think it's worth seeing. I mean, even in theater, like it's, yeah, I mean, unless you like, if you should see it at this point. So yeah, and songs are not good either. So like, if at least the songs were good, you can be like, oh, okay, you can go for that and see it on the big screen. But yeah, not the best. So I'll say four and a half.
It's crazy. We're in disagreement for one, but fully agree for two.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
crazy.
wild?
But now
Yeah,
your a great your review of one is better now, right? Because of this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you appreciate wow, you appreciate
Yeah,
one now more. That's good.
yeah. When the second one's so bad, dude, you got to give props to the first one because you realize it could have been even worse. It could have been way
Exactly.
worse.
Yeah, because the first one just shows his whole rise, which I really enjoyed. Right?
Yeah, but I didn't like his rule.
Yeah, his rule was because they just
Yeah,
skipped how just
yeah,
skipped a whole period. He's just so rich.
yeah. It's okay. We gotta wait for Rampage, dude. That's
Yeah,
the that's next.
he's
Yeah,
gonna blow shit
You
up
also
now.
did you also
he's
catch
gonna
it by
bite.
the way? Rules
Uh,
Rule Rise Rampage RRR.
Oh my gosh, bro.
he's gonna koroke. He's gonna bite the whole country in the third one.
That's crazy. More got the idea of RRR, Rise, Roar, Rise, Rule, and
I think
Rampage.
Revolt.
Oh, yeah,
RR mixed with some Kantara mixed with some KGF
yeah,
too.
it's crazy.
Crazy.
Wow, makes
Pan
all
India
sense.
cocktail.
Yeah.
Strunkit, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we talked about it in the non-spoiler one, but that was like directly coming out of the theater. Like there was too much to think. But now that I've had a couple days to think about it, and like throughout this discussion, I was thinking, man, this is actually worse than I remembered it to be. Like fresh out of the theater. So I think I gave it a 5, but I would say 4.5, maybe 4-ish, around there. 4.5 max. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, us three struggled to find like positives to talk about, right? Like we couldn't even give it more than one positive, which is the acting was good. So, just a bad movie, but who gives a fuck what we think? Because it's made 800 crores or some shit.
Yeah, there's a lot,
And
dude. This was by far the most amount of collections pre-ticket sales, right? I think that's what I saw.
yeah, yeah. I think
Almost
it's
because of
killing
all
it,
the
dude.
hype. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
All they hit
yeah.
the audience and all
Yeah.
that. So, I don't
Hopefully once people like watch it and stuff, there'll be more discourse on like, okay, what actually went wrong. Because
know. Right.
but yeah, I mean, I'm still happy it's doing successful. Obviously, all of us are, but as reviewers, we're just giving you our opinion that it's just not a good movie. But I'm glad it's doing well. Yeah, because fuck Bollywood. So yeah,
Shit.
but yeah, but I guess that's it for us. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. I think it'll be a game changer. So we'll see if we get a
Oh, so we'll have a good
nice
crowd for
review.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta hop on. Yeah, for
The,
sure.
the game will change.
Yeah.
Goals. Right?
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.